What is good, guys? This is Charles from Team COG coming to you guys here with, you ever guessed it, Plant Link test hand. So I've actually tried this deck out again after, a little hiatus from it. It's still one of my all-time favorite decks. I just love the strategies and the like the play style this deck has. It's just so cool. So many 1-2 card combos, but I am trying like a kind of a new list, including like the synchro variant of the deck where you just make Arrow Mage, Sephri, not Jasmine, can't remember her name. She'll pop up here in a little bit. But once the Therons come out, guys, like, Therons are going to be kind of crazy. And I do apologize. I haven't been able to make it to locals lately just because of pretty much I live so far away and I can't justify spending like $80 in gas just to go there with the gas prices. And I just haven't really had the want to play in like online locals simply because like it seems like it's everything. It's the same base deck or just pretty much different variants of the adventure deck. So it's like every deck is just playing a worst adventure package or playing a worse adventure deck. And it's very much like, I know that like with the new stuff like this deck has gotten, not really the new stuff this deck has gotten, but like the adventure stuff allows this deck to play, allows the deck to have like the Omni Negate before the sowing and all that type of stuff. So like, but I don't want to do that. I'm not a fan of the adventure stuff. And if I'm going to play adventure, I'm not going to play like Sunavalon adventure. I'm going to play like the best variant of adventure that I can play. So like, yeah, I'd much rather wait for the Therion stuff in the next set, which gives this deck the like anti-Nibiru, anti-hand trap like combo, and it's like a 2-card combo. It's like as long as you see like any way to get to Loki along with the Lily Bell, you can pretty much have like multiple 2-card anti-Nibiru, like just hand trap combos that you can go through, which is awesome. But making the big tree here, going to get the Sunavalon Bloom, making Begalance for the Resurgent, which is awesome. And go ahead and using the Carrot Weight Champion pitching Spore. Then I want to use Spore, special summon itself by banishing the Arrow Mage Laurel, and then we make the synchro here, which is Sweet Marjorie. So there we go. That was the name of the when I was thinking. She gets to add me Blessed Wind. I'm using this package kind of instead of the Rika engine, whereas I'm still playing like Snowdrop there, but Snowdrop's just simply there to kind of get cards out of my hand and give me instant access to like Teardrop or the Hyperion Tree. So like this is like my inboard right here, and I don't think I normal summoned. I believe I normal summoned. So use them out of Avarice, which is like the only draw card this deck can really play. And it's really good because you deck thin out so much, so this gives you the ability to, like, Pot of Avarice allows you to draw into hand traps because you mostly put back your extra deck. But this is what we end on, which is insane. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forms of interruption in a sense, which is like, that's insane. And Blessed Winds allows us to have like a grind game in a sense because we can gain life, and it gives us the ability to Monster Reborn. But we're just going to go ahead and shuffle up here and jump on into the next test hand. So this is like kind of the new way I think I'll do test hands going forward just due to time. Because even right now, I'm recording this or voicing over this video on the go just due to like the time constraint I have with work. I've ended up picking up more days at work just due to like the demand of it and all that stuff. We're trying to get our life together. But also, this is crazy right here. This is like, this is why I love the Rose Lover package. However, I think that what the Rose Lover package does is that it tries to give us the ability to play without using our normal. So I don't know if it'll stay in the deck once the Theron stuff come out, but I know currently like it just works so well with the deck, as you guys could see here. Like you're doing Painful Choice, Dump to add, using the White Rose Cloister to be able to special summon out the Loki without using my normal summon, which means my normal summon can stay for like the Cactus Bouncer. And like even if I do end up getting hand trapped here, I still am able to, like, I still have enough play. Like, even if the sowing gets ashed, like, I still have plays. Like, I still think I would be able to push through, like, a Big Lancer plus to normal summon the Cactus Bouncer, just due to the extenders that I have in my hand, which is, like, which is insane in its sense. But using Jasmine here, and, like, I've been seeing a lot of posts lately about people complaining about cards that have come from the, I think Dual Power or Dual Overload. Like they've just complained about like Crystal, the same set Crystal and Hella Firebracks came out of, and Jasmine it's one of those cards too. And Jasmine is actually pretty insane. Like adding Laurel off Mardell, summoning Laurel, triggering both Jasmines to get a search because I gained life, allows me to grab the Spore and the Carrot Weight. But one thing I do like about adding in the Spore and the Carrot Weight is it gives the deck like more versatility in its inboards per se. Like, there's definitely different ways that it can go. And I like that because, like, in the sense of, like, okay, so, like, the Sephri Link, or not the Sephri Link, the Arrow Mage Sweet Margarine, like, she's a great synchro monster. Like, gives you a Dryden effect when you gain life, but that's, like, not really good against DPE. Whereas, like, Teardrop allows you to, Teardrop and Begalancer check DPE very well because it can literally just end the cycle of DPE coming back. So the Margarine just kind of allows you just to target a card and destroy it. So it gives you the deck that like ability to have target removal, which allows you to get rid of like back row, just like, you know, just different things, right? Whereas the deck didn't have that before, because normally the deck just had only Begalancer and Teardrop, and that just allowed you to spot remove monsters, whereas this right here allows you to spot remove cards, which is awesome. And the Cactus Bouncer being normal summoned here, practically solidifying that board right there, saying the opponent cannot special summon, and anything they like are able to summon has to be over 20, or has to be over like an 18, I believe. And then if it is over 18, we have 2 ways to remove it via the Begalancer and the Margarine, just being able to pop or compulse it, which is really good. But yeah, I like I said, I can't, like, once the Therons come out, and this probably video is going to be like a major, like, kind of like just discussing like the Therons, like that, those cards just give the deck so much, like so many more, as I already said, like 2-card combos that are going to allow us to set up Interruption before we commit, so we do not lose to the Rock anymore, and we will not lose to like Ash on Sowing or anything like that. It's going to be super nice. But as you guys can see here, like we did kind of open, like this is why I like Monster Reborn. I really do not want to cut Monster Reborn, even though it's just an extra extender, right? Unexpected Die plus Monster Reborn is like full combo without using the normal summon, which that when you don't use your normal summon, it's what allows us to particularly like be able to get access to Cactus Bouncer. So like if you do not use your normal, you are able to normal the Cactus Bouncer, which throughout the combo you just want to get that. And since we did that here, but here I'm kind of debating if I want to use Rose Girl to special summon it out to chain block the Drias so I can get the Shrine. But I kind of think think in my head that no, I just want to use the Rose Girl to be able to be free discard fodder for the Shrine. As you can see here, like I'll do this. I'll go into I'll resolve Sowing. Sowing brings out Seed. Drias allows me to special summon. I gain back the life I paid. The whole shebang here, making the Jasmine. Using Jasmine here to tribute off to summon Mardell from the deck. And I know a lot of people have asked if you need to play Mardell, and I do believe Mardell is necessary. It's just too good of a card. It is a brick, and you really, if you don't play the Rose Cloister package, it really just kind of stays in your hand for the most part. But you do have ways to get it out of your hand via the Snowdrop, because Snowdrop right here, as you can see, can add it. So I decided to go this route in this test hand. I decided to grab Snowdrop and the Cactus Bouncer because I've not normal summoned. Since I have the extra Loki in my hand, I'm going to be able to push for like the Begalancer and the Drithianus, the big tree, with the set Sunavalon Bloom. So skill drain, a bounce, and then I will be able to get, I believe, a quick effect tribute. If this test hand is exactly the one that I remember it is, I'll have a quick effect tribute. And I'll have like the Blessed Winds, which really isn't doing anything. Sadly, it's just gonna be able to allow me to shuffle back cards to gain life. So like I really shouldn't lose in time per se. But Melis, which is one of the most busted Link 3s, bringing back the Sensei Loki, which is going to allow me to make the Begalancer, tributing off the Begalancer for the Snowdrop, and then just using Begalancer effect to bring it back. And then of course using Snowdrop to make all plant monsters level 8, normal summon the Bouncer, and there we go. This is our end board here. If you guys can see, we still end on like three forms of disruption, along with the opponents locked out of the extra deck, which is awesome. All right, so we're shuffling up here, going on to the next test hand. I said that they're locked out of the extra deck, but that's not true. The opponents just cannot special summon in general. So like that's, you know, the format of Scythe locking from the extra deck kind of got in my head. So yeah, the Cactus Bouncer prevents the opponent from special summoning. And there's definitely different ways you can turn that off, because it prevents you too, but you have just different ways to turn that off if you have like access to I think it's Teardrop. Teardrop can quick effect tribute it during your turn if you want to like push for a little bit extra damage, but normally you really don't. And that's another thing about this deck that I really, really like. It has a lot of potential. It's like not restricted to going first or going second, because you have the Thrashers that just allow you to push through a lot of damage. And then here's like one of my only like complaints, but it does happen quite frequently, more than I'd like to admit, is Die plus like Cloister is just a confliction. So like you're like, I always just choose to go Die, because like if they Ash Die, they Ash Die, right? So like, and I've actually had people Ash Die. It's never the correct play to Ash the Die, but like the times that my Die has been Ashed, it's always been like, oh, my Die needs to resolve, and it's like, oh, their misplay of hitting my Die is what's going to cause them to win the game, because my hand was so weak. And you got to love those type of YuGiOh interactions, where like 9 times out of 10 ashing the Die is what you want, but like the one instance where like you need them to not ash the Die, you end up just it's like perfect. So, you know, hands like 10 out of 10 for playing it appropriately but making it good enough. So for here, I decided to do another different route, because like the entire point of this test hand video is to show you the different types of boards you can do. So I link off the Loki and the Laurel, and the Laurel's gonna give me 500 life, triggering off both the Jasmines and grabbing me the Fairy, Rika Fairy Snowdrop, and the Cactus Bouncer yet again. And this is just to show you guys, like, if you do not like the entire strategy of the deck is not to normal summon at all. But we're gonna fire off Painful Decision just to get that Loki to hand. And I'm contemplating what I should do here. And I don't think it was, now looking back, it's not that hard. I got to go for Bengal Lancer. And then I use the Snowdrop, Trigger Bengal Lancer, summon out Snowdrop, the thing. And then I go ahead and I use, I believe, the Snowdrop to make target the Mardell, and all plants become level 9. So I go ahead and make it the Sacred Tree Beast Hyperion. Go ahead and link into Drius up here. Drius grabs me the Shrine. And I don't think I even use the Shrine. I think I just keep it in my hand. I should keep it in my hand. I summon back Bengal Lancer. I put Bengal Lancer there. And the reason I do that is because, so like, when I take damage off of Bengal Lancer, Drius can special out a Thrasher if I want to. And I go ahead and just activate the Shrine to get out of my hand. So that's our ending board right there. We had a bounce, a monster negate, and like Ash in hand. So like that was a really good hand. That was really good. And I've actually started to kind of cut down on like the extender pieces and start putting in hand traps, simply because you can afford to in the list. I definitely didn't. I think like my standard lists have always been like 42 cards, etc. You know, like that's always been like the general size I keep my like deck list, just because I think like the 2 extra cards kind of throw off the bricks you play in your deck, because technically I am playing like 2 hard trap bricks, which I don't. There's one right there that I don't want to see. But this hand right here is the first bad hand you've seen. Like I don't have any sort of access to make. Yeah, I can't even make like anything really. So I end up just normal summoning Rose Lover. Use Rose Lover's effect to add back itself because I control a plant. Then I'm just kind of like forced here to like, yeah, it's difficult. This is not a good hand at all. However, this goes to show you that like in this particular hand, we're going to be able to still do something. Teardrop, tribute that, summon itself, Teardrop target itself, and then Snowdrop, excuse me. So then we get the ability to make just the the XYZ and pass. And then we set Blessed Winds and hope that will be enough. Because I think, yeah, no, but that was just one of the bad hands that you can get. But like every deck has like bad hands, so like you get to, that was pretty good. So we've done like I think like 4 or 5 so far. So that was the first bad hand, not unplayable, but bad hand. So as you guys can see here, we're just still shuffling up because I'm trying to give you guys like the best, you know, like testing I can give you guys. Drawing here, Rose, like again, like you love to see, like this hand is remarkable. But again, as you guys have seen, out of 2 test hands, Die is going to conflict with the White Rose Cloister package, which I really, really like this package, sadly. And I do believe it'll be the first thing that gets cut for the Theron stuff, because like Lilybell, I think is his name, Theron Lilybell, is like, it's an extender in itself, and it just gives you, it makes the normal summon, like, it allows you to normal summon more, because the reason you don't want to commit to your normal summon is so you can play through so much stuff, because the deck has no way to play through really hand traps in general. So Lily gives the deck the ability to play through that, so like you can cut down on like the powerful extenders you have and just practically just rely solely on Die, because Die is just really good. But we're going to go ahead and fire off Sowing. Sowing is going to bring out the Twin. You know, the whole shebang. Drius is going to gain your life, bring back out the Healer target. So now our life points are higher than our opponents by 300. Jasmine, tribute the Seed to go ahead and bring out Mardell. Mardell to grab us Laurel, and then Laurel just comes out. Now there is, but if you don't want to play like Mardell, you definitely could just summon out Laurel and just go that combo route. I definitely recommend, like you can get away with that. It's definitely doable. We end up, you know, linking off. We gain life, triggering both Jasmine. So I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I technically can go for Cactus Bouncer again, but I don't know if that's what I really want to go for. But I decided to do it again anyway. I guess just to show you how consistently you can like put up that type of lock. Melis bring back out. End up making another Melis to bring out the Sunseed Loki. Make Drius again. Drius grab us our second Shrine. Go ahead and make the Big Tree. Big Tree is going to grab us Bloom. Bloom is skill drain on crack. Plus, it's like allows your plants to get super huge, which is really good. Make Bengal Lancer here, and I believe I'm just trying to contemplate what we're trying. I think that the correct play to do is the same thing we've done previously. Use a Snowdrop to tribute Bengal Lancer. Snowdrop target itself. Everything becomes level 8. Teardrop comes out. Quick effect tribute. Bengal Lancer comes back, but Bengal Lancer will be banished when it leaves the field. And then we just normal summon Cactus Bouncer yet again. But this time we're able to set, you know, Bloom and Called by the Grave, which is really good. So that's how consistent we can get to like that inboard in general. For most cases, guys, like the inboard's always going to be like 3 interruptions at the minimum. Bloom, and then either Bengal Lancer and Teardrop or Bengal Lancer and Margarine. So like with Blessed Winds, of course, being set with Margarine. So like we're always going to be able to kind of get there to like 3 interruptions at the minimum, which is what I think a deck really needs to be good. I think a deck has to be able to put up 3 interruptions, because that allows you to like interact with half of the opponent's hand. So like if your deck can put up 3 interruptions, your deck can have like a little bit of hand advantage left after doing that, where you're not like solely reliant on that. I think any deck can truly compete in like a general sense when there's not something like the something like base running around. But as you guys can see here, we opened pretty good again. But that's like the point. Like, we play so many ways. Like, even if we didn't open Painful Decision, Lone Fire Blossom was going to be able to get us to our Loki anyway. But like doing the same motions of the ocean here, we're just like, this is why sowing, like if you guys look at the end of this is why sowing is so strong to the deck and gives this deck what it needs. It puts up 4 monsters. Yeah, it locks you into plants, but like there has to be some sort of like bad payoff, right? And that's the restriction that the sowing gives us as the payoff. But we're gonna go ahead and use Jasmine here to tribute. I kind of contemplate what I want to summon because I opened Mardell. So see here I'm kind of like thinking on like summoning out the Snowdrop, and I'm just kind of thinking ahead. So I go ahead and summon out Laurel, make the second Jasmine, trigger Laurel's effect, and that's going to let me search out, I think, I'm not going to lie, guys, I think I go for Cactus Bouncer yet again. But we're actually going to go ahead and grab that, and I believe, no, because I had a normal summon. I normal summon, so I can't add Cactus Bouncer. So I'm contemplating on like what to add. And I honestly cannot remember what I add in the scenario here. I think it's just Rose Love. No, maybe it's another Loki. Yeah, I think I add another Loki so that way I can keep the Lone Fire in hand maybe. Or it's Carrot Weight. It's just, I'm contemplating what needs to be added. Carrot Weight's definitely a good extender to add for later on because I can just pitch a card from hand to summon it back. But we're going to go ahead here and go into, yeah, no. See, like, I totally messed that up. Yeah, so we go into the big tree to grab this. I go and activate Shrine, pitching the Carrot Weight because this is going to be interesting. So I use Shrine, bring back Loki, summon the Snowdrop, bring out Mardell. Mardell grabs me Spore, and then I can I can make Teardrop or Hyperion, but I think I use it to make Hyperion here just to have a monster negate. So then I use Carrot Weight's effect, pitching Spore, Spore's effect engrave to banish Laurel, so it becomes level 2, and then I synchro for 6 for Margarine here, Margium, grab Blessed Winds, and then right here, guys, we technically have 3 interruptions yet again, a monster negate, a skill drain negate, and a quick effect pop, along with Call by the Grave, which is awesome. But this is going to wrap it up for this test hand, guys. I appreciate you guys for sticking in and stay tuned. Please comment, like, and subscribe. But most importantly, guys, stay safe and stay healthy.